Bourbon Day is a wonderful celebration. It's a celebration of the bringing together of so many people in this community that support our critical industry. We promote Kentucky bourbon and Bardstown as the bourbon capital of the world.
The National Bourbon Day celebration draws around 50,000 visitors to Bardstown, Kentucky each year, providing solid evidence of the small town's claim as the bourbon capital of the world. There are a number of reasons why the moniker is well-deserved, including a long history of whiskey families that have invested in the area and the industry for generations. After Prohibition ended, Bardstown bounced back faster than other Kentucky cities, and today there are 11 distilleries that call Nelson County home. And some of the world's most popular brands are made in the region due to the ideal climate for growing corn and the pure water found in local streams.
Bardstown is, while it's the bourbon capital of the world now and has had that title for a while, we have been a major tourism destination for decades. My old Kentucky Home State Park, it's a state shrine. It's located right here in downtown Bardstown. We're the second oldest city in Bardstown, and the entire downtown is on the National Register of Historic Places. We've always been a tourism town. It just wasn't focused on bourbon that much then, honestly.
Kim Houston, right? And what she is creating there is really helping to make Nelson County and Bardstown a real destination for people. And from the time that I started there till now that I've known, it's transformed tremendously. So, and it continues to. I mean, it's just amazing.
10 years ago, we started seeing a shift. We started seeing the distilleries investing into their distilleries, producing more. We started seeing more rickhouses going up because as they produced, they had to put them in barrels. The barrels had to go to rickhouses. And we saw a trend, a growing trend of the bourbon production industry. But it wasn't really, I think, until the Bardstown Bourbon Company, which was our first new distillery we had had here in Bardstown in decades. And what they end up doing with their contract bourbon, with their restaurant, with their tourism, they actually made everyone kind of step up their game a little bit because what they were offering was something we didn't have here. And it was bringing a lot of people in. They were excellent promoters, excellent marketing people, and they were recruiting a crowd of bourbon connoisseurs we hadn't seen before.
Much of the recent growth in the industry can be attributed to the rise in popularity of craft bourbon and the distilleries that upgraded and enhanced their visitor experience.
And we had several craft distilleries that came to town and doing very, very well amongst the giants of the bourbon industry here because, you know, if you go to Napa, you're going to see the Behringers and all the big wineries there. But there's nothing more fun to seeing a small boutique winery as well too. And we've always emulated what Napa has done out there. We've been out there many times studying Napa, studying the communities to see how they've really grown and how they've developed their tourism industry. And we've tried to do the same thing here. But they all work well together. You know, that's the thing about Bardstown distilleries. They are truly family. I think one thing that surprised me in the bourbon industry is the sheer number of people getting into the distillery business. I'm going to build a distillery. I'm going to build a distillery. I could put 4 or 5 distilleries in Bardstown right now if I had enough land. I am out of land for distilleries, and we're kind of shuffling them to our counties next door and, you know, sharing our love, I call it. But you know, the Kentucky Distillers Association just released a report that said we're not even near our peak yet. We have years and years to go before we even see the peak of the bourbon